Two different ways to race a marathon: run hard or run with patience. You've trained for months for one big day. How are you going to approach it? There's really two different ways that you can run your marathon. You can run hard from the start, or you can run with patience. This episode, I just want to talk a little bit about the two different methods so you can pick which to choose for your next race. Now, really, this works for any distance, but especially for a marathon, I want you to consider the importance of running with patience. Many of us are very concerned about running a specific time in our race, and that often leads us to starting the marathon at our goal pace, constantly looking at our watch and worrying if we're slower than that pace at all. But let me tell you, 26 miles is a very, very long way to go, no matter how fast you are. And if you've ever bonked hard around mile 20 of a marathon, you know how risky running hard can be. Running even splits is a great way to run a fast time. So if you run hard at your marathon pace from the very beginning of a race, yeah, you can run a really, really good time. But if anything goes wrong, if the heat creeps up on you, if your fueling isn't perfect, if you're just having an off day, that last 6 miles can be a real struggle. This is actually the approach I've taken in all of my marathons. And I've paid the price a few times. I've finished strong. My best time is running a strong marathon. But two of my worst marathon experiences are when I ran hard and crashed and burned. Another way to run a marathon is with patience, and I frequently talk about the concept of the 3 C's. That's the mental approach I like to take towards racing really any distance. Break the marathon into thirds, and in each third, tell yourself the mantra of one of these 3 C's. They are comfortable, confidence, compete. In order. Save running your hardest for the end. So in a marathon, the halfway point is not 13.1 miles. The halfway point really is in that 18 to 20 mile range where everyone starts to bonk. So really your goal as a marathoner is to get to that 18 to 20 mile mark feeling pretty darn good so you can run those last 6 miles strong. And you can absolutely make up time in those last 6 miles and run a negative split if you get to 18 to 20 feeling strong. So, to run with patience, the first 13 miles or so of the race, stay comfortable. You don't have to be exactly on your marathon pace. You can be slightly slower. You can make it up in the second half. If you're feeling great, you can be right on the pace, but don't go any faster. Really, stay comfortable. Mile 13 to 20, this is where you need to build confidence. If it's a small race, this could be the loneliest part of the marathon. You could find yourself in no man's land running alone. There could be no spectators. This is a couple hours into the race, perhaps, and there's still a long way to go. This is where you really need to tell yourself, be confident, be confident. I can do this. And as you approach that mile 20 mark feeling strong, only then is when you switch over to the mantra, compete. I will compete. I will do my best. And you can finish a marathon very, very strong and ultimately run a very good time when you follow the strategy of patience. So there you go. 2 different ways to run a marathon. Are you going to run hard and risk crashing and burning? Or will you run with patience and give yourself a better shot of a good time? Both are good approaches. One of them is a lot more risky. Which one are you going to do for your next race? Let me know. I'd love to hear, and I'd love to hear how it works out. My name is Coach Chris. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have a great day.